It's that time again. It's our usual Saturday night live. Let's get this up on the big screen and see what's going on. Let's get this there. Let's see who rocks up and says hello to us. So, we've had a busy day in the garden today. Well, it's been busy for me anyway. It's been absolutely manic. Um, we've been trying to film a video. I'm trying to be well. I've been trying to film a new video for the garden, um, and trying to get everyone up and going. It's been absolutely crazy. So we've got four people in the house. Let's see who's here. Mike's allotments here. Forking allotments here. Hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're both well. I hope you're keeping sane. Uh, a minute late as always. I was bang on today, man. Dean, how are you? Leslie, how are you? Let's see, we've got a few people here. We've got quite a few people turning up. Malcolm's allotment journey. Malcolm, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. I think this is the first time I've seen you here, so you're very welcome. Catherine Ivy's here. Catherine, how are you doing? Rachel Jane's allotments here. Ashley White's here. We've got the cool bunch tonight. Me and Corona Leslie here. Leslie, I saw Dean's Facebook post saying that sorry, both you and his mother are unwell. How are you guys feeling at the moment? Um, I really pray that it's nothing serious, um, and it's just a mild little bug and self isolating and all of that's just a cautionary thing more than anything else. Malcolm's doing good. Malcolm, tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to us, because I don't think I've seen you on our stream before. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Green Organic Love is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're well. My mum's just visiting as many people as possible. It's not like the chicken pox. I don't think it works like the chicken pox where everyone. And if anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like for me. I'd really appreciate it. You've got chest pain. Hopefully, we'll get better. Our fingers crossed for you. Oops, we're getting a bit of an echo there. Fingers crossed for you. I hope you feel better soon. I'm in so I'm in self isolation due to Mrs. F having a cold and asthma. Asthma's one of those at risk groups, isn't it? Um, so how many people are in self isolation at the minute, and how many people are uh, feeling? Is everyone feeling okay? Is everyone keeping well? It feels surreal at the minute. It feels absolutely crazy at the minute. It just feels really surreal. Uh, Let me just see. Let me get this back on the screen so I can see what's going on. Um, so asthma is one of those at-risk groups. Yeah. See, we're trying to be careful with my mum being here. I mean, she's 72. Um, she's got she's got diabetes, so she's generally a little bit, and a little bit of angina. Angina is nothing serious, but anything that resembles pneumonia could really set her off. It could be quite serious for us. So we're trying to be as careful as possible. So it is quite scary at the minute. So Malcolm's in the southeast. He's got a 10 rod plot plus at home and trying to put a video out weekly. Nice one, good man. It, keep to that schedule, and are you quite new? Because I'll come and have a look, check out your channel in a bit. and see what it looks like. Sufia Dewan is here. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I forgot it's Saturday. How can you forget Saturday night? How can you forget Saturday night with us? Um, Fish with Bish is here. Never late. Bish is here. Never. Oh, I got it. Bish, sorry mate, I got it completely messed up there. Um, Leslie, if you have chest pain, maybe call the doctor. Um, that's what Ashley's saying. Bish is saying hello to everyone. Bish, how are you and the family? Are you keeping all right? Ian Matthews is here. Ian Matthews. Um, Ian Matthews. Frank's not here to check your passport. How are you doing, Ian? You keeping all right? So, something just before Christmas. Malcolm, I missed the first part of that comment. Let me scroll back up and see what you got, what you did just before Christmas. Okay. Oh, you started just before Christmas. Okay. Okay. Nice one. Welcome to our stream. There's a good bunch in here. Everyone in here so far is pretty much a YouTuber. We've got gardeners, we've got fisher people. What else have we got? Yeah, mainly gardeners, and we get the and Ian does scrapping videos, and he's a great laugh as well. Ian, thanks for the congrats. I appreciate it. Um, See, you're one of the first people that I met. Yeah. So yeah, me and Ian go way back. Following NHS advice. Don't worry, but thank you. Yeah, you're doing right. You're doing right. Keep yourself. Just look after yourself the best you can. Um, they're really overwhelmed at the moment. NHS. Um, so Bish is working tomorrow, frontline at the supermarket, and my wife is frontline at the school looking after NHS staff kids. Have you started working again, Bish? Guys, follow government and NHS guidelines and keep yourself safe and healthy. That's from Fork and Allotment. Bish, is your wife all right? Grant McIntosh is in the house. Now there's a man that I haven't seen for a long time. How are you doing? See, Grant put out a video today. He's trying to grow a toilet roll tree. He planted some toilet roll middles, hoping to get some toilet rolls growing. So uh, I'm a I'm a I'm a gardener as a job, and same are asking me not to not to do their work. Okay. Um, so how have you found it now? With all this madness going on at the moment, has your work dried up, or are you keeping busy, or how are you keeping? Um, Bish, I think key workers like you and your wife deserve more credit. Keep up the good work. Absolutely. See, Sophia, you just hit the nail on the head there. Key workers. See, these are the people on the front line doing day to day jobs. That are actually making a difference to people's lives. Absolutely. So you've got a part time job at Asda night teams filling shelves. I wanna Izzy Wizzy's here. Hello everyone. We're self isolating due to the chronic health conditions. Allotment is keeping me sane. Is it? I'm with you on that. See, that's why I call this gardening to keep the sanity. I've worked since Thursday, so I took a couple of days off. We didn't send the kids into school Friday. We kept them at home. As soon as we heard that they were going to close the schools, we just thought, see, you're not supposed to touch your face, and I can't help it, but I'm always playing with my beard, or my hands are all over my face. But yeah, um, we kept the kids off school Thursday, Friday, and it's it just feels surreal. I went to the supermarket on Thursday, um, and there was we had the massive Tesco's, not the just normal Tesco supermarkets, but the really huge superstore ones, and it was empty. It was absolutely empty. And I got around this one aisle, right, where all the beans and tomatoes and stuff like that are, and I came across this old woman. She must have been in her eighties, and she was crying. She was crying because she she was looking for a can of beans and she was crying, and it's weird. Honestly, I've not been able to get shake that woman's face out my head since I saw her, and I said to her, look, I, I've got a couple of cans of beans at home. I'll go and fetch them for you. Um, but she wouldn't have it. She wouldn't. I mean, yeah, she just wouldn't accept. But I can't, I really couldn't get that woman's head out my. The vision of a crying like that out my head for the last couple of days. It's just bonkers out there. I used to cough to cover the sound of my fart now. Ashley, naughty, naughty. Um, I think I'm about setting up some temporary raised beds in my small yard due to the fact I can't go to the allotment due to self isolation. So I think the government advice says even if you're allowed, if even if you're isolating, you can still get out and about as long as you're not mixing and mingling. Um, see, Leslie, it's just mental at the minute. Just people acting absolutely crazy. I mean, she was saying that was yeah, she's saying. I mean, she must have been in her eighties, and she's saying she's never seen anything like this. She's never seen anything like this. Um, Dean, honestly, pal, had to live it as so unreal, place. Sam, how are you doing, mate? Mike's hobbies is here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. 1 meter away from people reaching is the distance that we need to keep. Is is do you know people are social animals, aren't we? We need that social activity and that social connection. And in the recently, people are suffering a lot from mental health. Especially elderly people because they're not they're lonely. Uh, and now this social isolation is going to just send them even further away. It's gonna after all this is over, people are gonna real need a lot of counselling to get over it all. Um, I think I just saw Nick's allotment diary come in. Nick, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you doing, Nick? Um, we couldn't resist today. We had to plant. We haven't planted your sunflower seeds, but we had to plant a couple of sunflowers. My daughter was just itching at it, so we planted a couple of sunflowers. So I hope they'll still be acceptable for your sunflower challenge. Um, the guidelines are very unclear on self isolation about going out. Yeah, I think the only time that you really need to just stick to one room and completely quarantine yourself is if you're confirmed with it, or if you see, or if you're showing the definite symptoms of it. Um, so Becky's it. Becky, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. We've got 18 people, 12 likes. If you haven't hit that like for me, please hit that like. Let's balance it up a little bit. Um, I'm struggling with everything, to be honest. Nick, what are you struggling with? Tell me about it. And if you ever want a chat, I'll WhatsApp you. I'll message you my phone number, and I'm happy to. I'm on the end of the phone if you ever want to have a chat. Um, Sam, your town was like a ghost town. It's completely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Um, I, do you know? When I came back from Tesco's, my wife says to me, "This is the first time you've seen it like this," and my wife says to me, "This is the first time you've seen it like this," and we've been seeing it like this for the last 3 days. Because at one point, I just turned to my wife while we were in Tesco's, and I said to her, "Look, I can't handle this. I can't handle this," and she just says, "Right, just let's pack it up and let's go." Honestly, sometimes I don't know what I'd do without her. Um, I had to get bread for my neighbour the other day, and she's at work, uh, and she's at work in a shop, and they've been unable to get any for a family for five. But it's bonkers, Leslie. You're right. It's absolutely bonkers. Nick's Nick, not fair as you started. Uh, we're all waiting. Yeah, Dean. Dean, it wasn't me. You can have a scrap with my daughter. It was her that was itching at it. She couldn't resist. So we had to get some sunflowers in. So I just watched the government's simulation of the virus from October 2019 on YouTube. Pretty sure it's 1 meter away. Think you try see. We did a video today on. Well, I'll tell you what it's about. It's just we've made a video today about 5 things that you can do as a family in the garden, to try and keep yourself occupied in this type of crazy time. Um, so what, especially with the kids being off school, families being off school, off work, everyone's stuck at home. 5 things that you can do to try and keep yourselves, get your mind off things and keep yourselves occupied. Um, Um, so, so Nick's allotment. Let's help each other. Leslie, absolutely right, man. Um, I hope we have enough food. I don't want to have to eat worms. Grant, they apparently they're full of protein, mate. So if you can breed them, pound for pound, apparently they're supposed to have a lot more protein than a steak. So you might want to mince them and then make yourself a nice burger. Nick, honestly, it scares me. My missus has 2 lung conditions, and I feel for her. Ashley, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear about that. Um, Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we're all going to get through this okay. Um, it's just awful, Becky. It's just awful. I couldn't even go to the allotment today. Just had a really bad day. What's been going on, Becky? Tell us about it. A problem shared is a problem halved, and all of that. But tell us about, yeah. Tell us what's going on. If you want to, no pressure. Um, I've stopped watching the news. It was affecting my mental health. See, Nick, I was just saying that. I don't know if I was saying that just before you came in, but by the end of all of this sort of thing, people are going to really struggle. They're struggling anyway with loneliness and things like that. But I think they'll really struggle at the end of this. My partner's granddad said things was not as bad as World War II as they are now. It's because people have become more selfish. I mean, I've got my my next door neighbour. She's an old woman, single. The 2 doors away, they're an old couple, husband and wife. Um, and they're quite elderly, so they're probably in the 70s or 80s. So I've been to check on them a couple of times. My neighbour next door, Richard, he's in his 50s, 60s, but he's still quite he's an ex-squaddy, so he's still quite fit and active. Um, I mean, he was like, "I'm fine, don't worry about me." um, but the other day, do you know, I was in Tesco's. When I went to Tesco's, I got to the counter, right, and you're allowed to buy those two dried milks, powdered milks. You're allowed to buy two, and those of you parents know that you can get those ready-made milk bottles. The single feed bottles. And a guy picked up, I think, 12 of those single feed bottles because he's got no baby milk at home. Got to the counter and they said you can only have three. And honestly, just watching him, that three of those single feed bottles, that's not enough to get through a day. I mean, I took three off him, and I was gonna pay for him, and but Tesco staff stopped me and said, and then gave me a lecture about me being the problem. But it's the single feed bottles. You know, three single feed bottles isn't get enough to get through a day. Not with a hungry baby. It's absolutely bonkers out there at the minute. Tech and internet are being really helpful. We can't really physically see people for keeping in touch. Izzy, you're right. I mean, I think you're right. Um, what you say is right there. We can't physically see people, but we can try and keep. One of the good things I love about this YouTube gardening community is that we can. There are lots of people here that give each other support. I know there's been quite a lot of people who supported me personally. So I take my hat off to them. I think the YouTube community, especially the gardening community, are absolutely a brilliant bunch. Um, so by being able to get online like this and have a good chat and have a good natter with each other, it really does help. Um, I'm gonna try to get to the allotment tomorrow. Hopefully that'll cheer me up. I think I'm gonna bring seedlings home and some buckets to grow stuff in the garden. See, that'd be a good idea, Nick. If you had some stuff at home that you could keep you busy. I started meds last week for my mental health reasons. I honestly don't see the point with all this that's going on. Sam, last week when we spoke, you said the meds were helping. So hopefully, just stick with it, mate. Um, and if they don't keep helping, then go and see someone again about it and ask them to review the situation. Um, Sue Jones is here. Sue, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're keeping safe with all this madness that's going on out there. Um, I really value this YouTube gardening community. It has got me through difficult times. See, is it where I'm on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We've got a small little group on Facebook. It's called My Family Garden #Team Spanner. Anyone who wants to come along and join our little Facebook group, more than welcome to. Um, we're quite supportive of. It's the same bunch that you find on YouTube that are in there, and we try and keep each other going. You're very welcome to come along and join. If anyone isn't a member of that group, very welcome to come in and say hello. Um, so Dean's changed his plans as was gonna have a 1/4 of my allotment space as a dahlia section, but now it's gonna be turnips and brassicas. You see, Dean, I think what do you like stuff like beetroot? We don't eat a lot of beetroot, but I've gone and planted a load of beetroot today, and I've gone crazy on the peas. Sorry, Kelly sent me a load of pea seeds. Do you know Kelly from Kelly's Kitchen Garden? She sent me a load of peas to plant because I lost mine, and so I've planted a full gutter load today. I think I'm gonna plant another gutter tomorrow, and I'm gonna wait a few weeks and then um, we'll plant another one in a few weeks' time. Uh, so I'm going for fast growing crops really. A lot of fast growing loads of. I've gone heavy on the spinach and chard and stuff like that. I've gone heavy on anything that will grow fast. So who did I just see? GE's Durham allotment. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I've got my ginger in after your video. I had one stem growing in the boiler cupboard, but it's now potted up and fingers crossed. Good man. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. Um, have you got the second? Have you got another stem coming up? That's awesome to hear, man. Agree. It does help to air our concerns. We can get through this together. Absolutely, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to go on political, but I think the government response has been really poor. Do you know, like they've made these big announcements for grants for businesses and how they're going to stop pay 80% of people's uh, um, people's salaries and stuff like that, so they don't lose their jobs. But I had a look at HMRC's website, and HMRC's put a note out there saying we just haven't got the infrastructure until the IT systems are developed. We can't even pay anyone. I had a look at the local council's website, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll let you know when we hear something about it." So they can make big announcements, but they've got to have the infrastructure. Um, so I take my hat off to you. We really appreciate the job you do. Unfortunately, I work in the retail sector, so in the middle of all this greed and madness, at least I have my garden to come home. So that must be It must be difficult at this time. I mean, it must be crazy watching people going absolutely bonkers in there. So Leslie's scrapping her flower plants and doing more veg. Uh, Monty is pronounced GL. He's a strange bloke who hangs around gyms with other strange looking people like Dave Shaw. GL. Dean, it's not the first time I've got someone's name wrong and I've completely mashed things up. So, no, just a few bud stumps. So fingers crossed. Good luck. Good luck. I think you'll be all right with that. If you've got the buds popping out, then I think you'll be all right. Can someone post a link for that Facebook group? Dean, thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing that. I got some carrots and parsnips in today. Beautiful and full of the promise of spring. Carrots and parsnips. I sifted my carrot soil today. The kids were a right handful today. They were absolutely bonkers today. Uh, you know my lot. They can go absolutely nutty at times, and they were all day today. It was just absolutely crazy. So Dean's posted the link to the Facebook group. So if anyone wants to just pop in, yeah, just do pop into that and just come in and have a chit chat. And I've got no issues with anyone self promoting in there. So yeah, just but join in the banter as well. Um, and don't get me wrong, pal. I was just getting on with things, and they're working, and they're working. But everything going on around you can't help. I feel you, Sam. I really feel you, man. Uh, see, Dean's using the full force of his spanner. I don't know what I don't know what's just happened there, but what just happened there? I don't know what just happened there, but I missed it. I don't know nationwide, but local schools have got their free school meals plan sorted. Not their fault so much. So it's not their fault at all. The thing is they haven't been given the instruction either because we got a message on Friday to go in and collect some stuff for stuff to do with the kids at home. Um, it was very brief, very skeleton. It was very much of a brief skeleton plan with not much. So we're gonna have to work out what they're gonna need. Um, but we spoke to someone and they're like, no one's told us anything. The school's saying to us, no one's told them anything. Um, I work for a local authority. We're scrambling around trying to support businesses, but haven't got the staff with self isolation. The government make grand promises without thinking anything. Nick, that's absolutely right. That's exactly because I contacted Leeds City Council about the business grant. Because I mean I'm a small business. I barely make enough to cover my wage. Now I can't see clients. All a lot of my clients are restaurants, and they've all been ordered to shut since yesterday. So since yesterday, my phone's been going mental with people ringing me up saying the government's promised these massive funds, what am I doing to get them the government grants? And I'm like, I don't know anything more than the. Do you know? As much as you know, that's how much I know. The government's made these big promises, but there's no infrastructure to support it. A local school has gone crab bags for the kids. Crab bags for the kids. Has done crab bags for the kids, but but you have to go to school at lunchtime. What's a crab bag? Oh, grab bag. I can't read. I can't read. Okay, it's a grab bag. Okay, pack lunch. Um, so yeah, GL's gonna be mad when he comes back. What did you time him out for? Green Organic Love saying our governor in the state of California ordered us to stay home. So how are you gonna earn a living while you're at home? How are you gonna get out and get to the shops and get yourself some, do your shopping and stuff? Have you bought me some flowers?
No, you
No.
never bought me flowers.
Um, it's people's greed and attitudes that have been accused of hiding stock for colleagues. Um, they need to get a grip on life. I struggle. Yeah, it's mental, absolutely mental. Caroline to be freeze here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I've been preparing for my garden all day. It was 86 degrees yesterday and hot today. Oh, that sounds lovely. That I'm getting back. My wife's beating me
You and your kids, what are you blaming
with
me
a
for?
balloon. Stop it. So my wife decided to start beating me with a balloon. Um, yeah, just print it out here. Apart from the old, okay. So crab bag sounds fun. Yeah, I can't read. I can't read. What can I do? Did you see that? My wife's hitting me with this. She's got this. These punch bag balloons, and she's hitting me with it.
Is it hurting you?
Yeah, it's
You scary. Stop.
why'd you time him out? um, we got an email. So guys, if anyone hasn't hit that like for me, please hit that like. We're on 21. We've got 21 people in the house,
Ready?
13 likes. Please hit that like for me. Um, we got an email from our eldest school saying if your child has siblings and their school has not yet organised meals, let us know and we'll help with. That's a brilliant gesture. That's an absolute quality gesture. See, I think times like this brings out, the best in people, and it also brings out some of the worst in people. Um, is just said exactly, yeah. So it brings out, yeah, some Jill. I don't know what happened there, mate. What I asked why he timed you out, and he just says because I can. If you feel bullied, tell me, and we'll sort Dean out. Leslie's here, so we can sort him out. We'll tell Leslie on him. Gary behaviour, I'll time you out again. Uh, so Mahmoud Ali's coming here with you smell. How mature is that? Check him out. Um, he's power stricken. The power's got to his head, hasn't it? See, Dean, if you don't sort yourself out, Leslie's gonna cough on you. Uh, the big problem is having mum that I can't see on Mother's Day. She's having to socially distance because of her age. Nick, that's horrible. Um, yeah, I really understand that. See, I'm lucky enough. My mum lives with me, but we're being extra careful, just trying to look after her, and it's hard because she wants to get out of the house. She wants to get out of the house, and you know, she, she's not used to being cooped up, and it's hard trying to manage that. So Nick, I completely understand. Yeah, That's not going to be easy. Um, he's an accident. He's an accident prone. He may break the live. She's already coughed on you. You gave a child power. I'm gonna snap one of his onions for that. Oh, see, see, we've got. It looks like we've got a bit of a northeast fight going on in the middle of this live at the minute. So yeah, I think we've got a northeast fight happening here. Um, so seriously though, I enjoy your videos. Dean's less so. I'll be f- I'll be FaceTiming her later though. Good man. Um, do, you- do you like? Yeah, uh, gone too far now, Gary. Gone too far. Who's Gary? Um, oh, is GL Gary? Um, okay. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna unpromote your channel. See, there's a bit of a northeast battle happening here. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I've had the virus. Are you still alive? I'm Gary. GL. Okay. Okay. I get you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm waking up. Don't worry, I'm waking up. Um, Nick, I know how you feel, pals. I've got a similar feeling about my granddad, and I can't see him um, until Boris says otherwise, and time is precious, and he is term. Oh man, Sam. Sorry to hear that, Sam. Really sorry to hear that. He isn't very creative. Malcolm's allotment. Monty, another channel, as I said about growing extra plants, to grow them cells or grow them on and give them. Another channel said about growing extra plants to grow them on, grow for themselves and grow them on and give them the food. Um, it's a good idea. It's a good idea if people actually do it. I think there was a video that went out like that last year. I mean, I we there was a video that went out, you know, said why don't we do this, and last year to try and feed, provide extra food for homeless. But whether they actually went through with it, I don't know. Whether it was just a bit of promotion. If people do it, I think it's a brilliant idea, mate. I think it's an absolutely cracking idea. Um, so what's going on? Um, was a so for Mahmoud, it was flu in his case with secondary bowel symptoms. Nice, very nice. So your triceps must be in some good shape. Gary's always late. Don't worry, you get used to it. I wasn't late. I was on time today, man. At 8, it was 00. I'm trying. See, I grow extra plants, and I grow as I grow. I always grow too many. Um, I'm very much the same. We give quite a few plants away to our neighbours. Um, I'm trying to with P watershed answers. Yeah, we've gotta stay. We've got to stay sensible on this chat because any moment you'll see my kids burst in and they'll just completely tear up the live stream. and they'll completely send us off on a complete different tangent, and they'll start asking you about superheroes and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. See, well, I'm here just while I'm here, I just want to say thanks. Well done to Sam for 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well done, Sam. Well deserved. Very well deserved. Uh, yeah, I told you, Sam. I told you. Don't worry. You're gonna get there. You're gonna do it in no time. And very well deserved, mate. I suppose if the people who can grow food do as much as they can, it'll take some pressure off the supermarkets. We just need that. We just need a decent run. Do you know, a decent spring to get a decent. If we can get a decent season this year, then hopefully it'll take some pressure off the supermarkets and that side. But last year it was, February. Last year was completely bonkers because February was really warm. I was out in the garden in a t-shirt in February, and I'm the kind of person that doesn't do cold. I don't do cold very well. But last February I was out in the garden in a t-shirt, and then uh in April and sorry in May and June it was back to jumpers again. So I don't know what happened. Um, so there was another message deleted. I'm not sure what happened there. He went too far again. Gary had to leave as he's got as he is in the thumb back in the thumb what does in the thumb mean? With my granddad, it is. What it is. We have regular phone calls, and I've told him why he isolates. He has to fix my rotor. You should have asked him to teach you how to fix one. That would have been all right. Uh, um, it was boiling yeah, it was really warm last February. Why was forking timed out, Mahmoud? What happened there? Okay. Under the thumb. Okay. It's less pressure for supermarkets, Monty. They have to put stuff on the shelf. It's the farmers and the other producers of the products that are under pressure. Yeah, what happened, Mahmoud? Who would you time out? You accused me of buying all the bog roll. Couldn't allow that. Yeah, come on, behave with those spanners, guys. Behave with those spanners. Come on. Um, behave with those spanners. Yeah, use your power wisely, guys. Yeah, do use your what power wisely. I meant taking pressure off the whole food chain, but didn't get my words. Is it? I think see. Yeah, I think we get what you meant. Um, as for my 1,000, thank you to each and every one of you for the continued support. Sam, you're very welcome, mate. Uh, very well deserved. Forking allotment, if you're still listening, yeah, I apologise for that. You're welcome back in. As you shouldn't. Yeah, they are like Leslie. They are like a bunch of kids. They've gone mental. They've got these spanners. I'm gonna have to take both of your spanners away. um, see, absolutely, Mike. With great power comes great responsibility. We've got a Spider-Man fan in the house. I've been indoors for the last few weeks. Need to go shopping as we need some supplies. Sophia, it's not easy out there. Try and get out as early in the morning as you can. Uh, apparently they're sharing. Apparently they're queuing outside the supermarkets in the morning. But get there as early in the morning as you can. I see Dean nicking the loo roll on his last video. Rahman Rajas, yeah, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Uh, for those who struggle for toilet roll, just in the shower and give yourself a. Ah, Dean, come on, man. I hit 500 at the start of the month. Stroll, Stroll still can't believe it. Uh, uh he already, he already said his goodbyes. He, he wasn't. He was saying, Mike's not a Spider-Man fan. He just heard my son say it one time. Bish, where did you go? Come on, we need some real moderators in here. We've got two that have gone completely rogue. They've just decided to go off and change their you know make the rules up as they go along. They're about to get their spanners taken off them. Um, I may have misread that. There are seven people outside. There were seven people outside Asda this morning at 6 a.m. and it doesn't open till. Oh, that's early. Um, uh, See, Rahman Raja just said it there, right? As long as Lotas don't stop selling, I'm okay. See, with toilet paper, you're it's difficult times and all that. Better than what my granddad says to me. We used newspaper. See, I'm not toilet paper. Whether it's there or not doesn't really bother me. We use a jug. We use a jug of water. This jug. I'll post a picture up on Facebook in a bit. But we use a jug. So yeah, we just use a jug of water. It just helps clean. Um, Poor Mr. Bump, indeed, stuff's like gold. So Mahmoud saying, look, Bodna. The blue spanners have taken over this stuff. Ashley, it's gone mental in here. I need to, we need to put these two on the naughty step or something. Because I'm truly sorry for the forking allotment. I think he's, we need, don't, yeah, sorry that you were timed out and I'm glad you're back. Uh, but not Lota. uh, See, the apologies are entirely incumbent upon me. Yeah, you're right. So I'm glad you're back, mate. Thanks for coming back. Um, did anyone else have that tracing paper, evil toilet paper in school? I bet there's plenty of that somewhere. I remember the tracing paper toilet roll. Um, why did they even make that stuff? It made no sense. It just made no sense at all. Um, Izel, Izel, Ashley, what's Izel? I also hate the one sheet dispensers that you have to pull out 100 single sheets. Uh, you think it was called Izel medicated paper? The joke about toilet paper is that we produce it here in Britain and the warehouses are full of it. So why? I don't understand the madness with toilet paper. Why is everyone going out and going crazy over toilet paper? I just don't get it. It makes no sense. One thing that I am worried about not being able to get access to at the moment is paracetamol. We've got no paracetamol in the house, and Yeah, there's the shops just don't have any paracetamol. We've got a couple of Calpol. We've got a Calpol and ibuprofen for the kids, but we've got no paracetamol for the adults. Um, and so in Poundland the other day, I got because she's on some stronger blood thinners. So if she gets a temperature, then we're in a bit of bother. Um, what's going on? No, Nick saying no one wanted to steal that paint that toilet roll. It was awful. And who thought of that? I'm not bothered by a little ban. I'm back and better than ever. Adverts are on TV. Monty demoted Dean. Hey, what's going on? No, what's going on? Uh, apart from we were in a I don't get Sam. I didn't understand that. We ran out of paracetamol and I started having ibuprofen, which made me worse. See, I can't take ibuprofen because I take naproxen as my regular medication. Um, Nick, I went to Tesco's pharmacy and they haven't got any paracetamol, or they wouldn't give me any paracetamol anyway. Um, but yeah, and coronavirus does not give you a pooey bum. So why do they need loads? You only need to have uh my GP. If you need antibiotics, that's something that's quite. You've got an infection or something. It's got nothing to do with coronavirus. See, Sophia, I have to take. I take naproxen 3 times a day, so I can't. Do you know? I can't take paracetamol when I'm on that stuff. Sorry, ibuprofen when I'm on that stuff. But you need, do you know, like some paracetamol at home. How are your kids and everything? Toilet roll producers are telling people that there's no shortage of bog roll at all. Just people being selfish and misinformed. Um, Sophia, apparently we aren't supposed to take ibuprofen if you have corona. The Leslie, it's unclear about that. Do you know there's because I contacted because I take naproxen, and it's the same family. Do you know it's one of those non-steroidal anti-inflammatory NSAIDs or something like that. And it's unclear whether it does make you worse if you've got it or not. Because I got some medical advice recently because I take that stuff quite a bit. I take as my daily medication. You might be able to get effervescent paracetamol from the chemist, but it's expensive. That's not a bad idea because we need to have something in the house just in case anyone gets a temperature. Do not take ibuprofen; it's dangerous with the coronavirus. So it's loss of smell and taste. Loss of smell and taste. He's gone on to a different tangent now. My kids are 13. No, one third ill and one third slight cough, one third fine. Um, well, I hope your one third slight cough and one third ill get better very soon. Anyway, we're getting better. Symptoms have calmed down. Oh, that's good to hear, Sophia. Alhamdulillah. Um, my GP thinks I have it, hence not wanting to give me antibiotics. As they say, they don't help a virus, but I can. Uh, yeah, how's your wife, Dean? Leslie's asking. Mrs. Greenthumbs here. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. See, I've had this tickly throat for it's probably about 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks now. Um, at one point I lost my voice, but it's come back and it's still tickly. But I'm not infected or anything. I don't think. Government response: ibuprofen used coronavirus. There's currently no strong evidence. Yeah, there was one paper, or no, sorry, not a paper. There were two cases of under 40s that got seriously ill with it. Did you hear about the Formula One engineers are going to produce ventilators? They better be. I bet they better be fast at doing it. I didn't hear that, but I hope they do it. Um, so Mrs. F says she's feeling lot. She's feeling hot, but she does not have a temperature, and she feels sick, but we don't think it's coronavirus. See that's the other problem at the moment. There's no mass testing, so no one knows who's got it and who hasn't. They're only testing people who are in hospital that are serious. So no one at the moment, no one knows who's got it, who hasn't, who definitely needs to completely quarantine themselves. We need that mass testing. We really need that mass testing. Until we have more information, take paracetamol to treat the symptoms of coronavirus unless your doctor has told you paracetamol is not suitable for you. Go. We're we're all aware there has been concern spreading about the use of ibuprofen and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications in relation to COVID-19. Are you typing this up, Dean? Are you getting this? Are you typing this up, or are you copying and pasting it from somewhere? Because it seems quite sensible. The problem is we're not getting tested, so you don't. Yeah, yeah, Nick, absolutely right. Absolutely, we're not getting tested. The testing's not there. We don't know who's got it, who hasn't, who needs to quarantine, who needs to who really needs to quarantine themselves. If they did that, then they could probably isolate the virus. Um, I keep seeing the emails from work, and all the information literally changes hour by hour. Um, Gary, where'd you work? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to say if you don't want to. So what's going on? Too sensible for a Blythe one. A lot of information posted all over, but you have to be careful who has the correct info. Absolutely, Mrs. Greenthumb. There's too much information. There was one post going about today saying if you've been out shopping or something, the minute you get home, you should wash your clothes and have a shower. Um, so they've taken the hand washing instruction and they've taken it one step further. I think part of the panic is because we don't know who actually has had it and recovered, so we all we hear is worst case scenario. Is it? I think you're right. The media reporting has been like that. Trying to be sensational for quite a while now. They always because someone's ill and got better doesn't sound as well as someone got ill and then died. It's more sensational, isn't it? It's shocking, and people buy into that more. It's just the way the media report things recently. Well, it's not even recent, is it? It's with quite a lot of things. For the NHS, Oh, Gary works for the NHS and he keeps them in business. The Cluts. Is Gary Mr. Bump? Um, I'm fed up of hearing it. Seriously though, please, you're on the. So, it does. What sounds better? Something sounds better. So, Bish is coming back. Bish, will see you when you're back. Um, this has got out of hand and crazy. That's my opinion. Mrs. Greenthumb, that's pretty much been my position today. It's out of hand and it's absolutely crazy. I think people get. I think the panic will spread even more. Do you know, especially if they put the army out on the streets. I think it'll. I think it'll cause even more of a panic. Um, the 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 passing legislation. They're passing legislation that's going to go through Parliament next Tuesday, and it's going to be one of the clauses that I saw in there that's got me quite worried is they're going to automatically seize, you know, the bodies of people who pass away, and they're going to cremate them without. Yeah, they're just going to cremate them in mass cremations. In Bradford, I saw a video that they've dug 1,000 graves at the instruction of the council. So in the next couple of days, they're actually digging some mass graves as well. So it's quite crazy at the minute. As it stands day by day, we're just waiting on one man to speak. I'm trying to ignore the rest and stick to just one source. But he's like a bumbling buffoon, though, that one man. I'm a danger to myself, uh, broke my knee in Thailand, came home and broke my finger getting in the car. How'd you break your finger getting in the car? That's my confused face. How'd you break your finger getting in the car? I gave myself a black eye getting in the car once. I stood there and opened the door and hit myself in the face with it. Yeah, not my smartest move. Um, people getting better sound. People getting Leslie. You're right. It does sound better, but it's not as shocking. You know, people like to report the sensational, don't they? I mean, serious toilet paper. So, they as said by our government, we haven't reached the peak of it yet. Sam, we're about 2 or 3 weeks behind the rest of Europe. So, do you know, like, do you know Denmark got a couple of cases and they've put the country on lockdown after a couple of cases. A lot of those Scandinavian type countries they did that, whereas we've known about it. We knew it was coming, did nothing, did nothing, did nothing, and we've slowly started staggering a response. It's serious but not good to be well prepared, mate. It's a horrible situation. Don't trust him one bit. His body language is saying a different stuff. Yeah. My bus knee gave way and the finger went into the cup. Your finger went into the cup holder. Ow, Gary, man, that does sound painful. So Sue lives in North Wales, and all the people that should be isolating are all at Snowdon and Llangollen, etc. Instead of staying home and stop spreading the virus. Why are they at Snow? What are they isolating themselves at Snowdon? Is that is that what they're trying? Is that what they're doing, Sue? Oh. Yeah. Dean, it doesn't sound pleasant, does it? Yeah, my eye watered a little, Dean, and I think I swore a lot. I'm not surprised, mate. I think you could. Oh, he started again, Dean. People seem to think that being out in the fresh air gives them immunity. It doesn't. Is it that? See, that's what some of the government advice has been like that though. Go out and get into the, because they made all, like the RHS resorts and stuff. They made them all free, and told them to get out and about. They're all walking in the countryside, but traveling here from all over. Oh, they're all traveling to one. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. They're all traveling to one place in record numbers. Made me cringe. Then reminded me when I chopped the tip of my finger off in solid front. What do you mean you chop you ow. Uh, Sam, what you what do you say to that? He chopped his finger off in the door. Um, there's a very good post on Becky and Chris on YouTube. Chris is a doctor and he explains why we need to self isolate and slow the curve down. Well worth a watch. Becky and Chris. The government haven't recommended that people stay indoors yet. So, Nick, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's very confused. Izzy, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. You stay safe, and I really hope that you're well. Um, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Um, so Sam can only count to 4.5 on one hand now. Oh, Dean. That's naughty. That was heading out to school. Was heading out to school. School said bye to me mum and went out. The door slammed and it shut. I bet everyone's done stuff like that. I bet everyone's done stuff like that because I gave myself a black eye with a door, with a car door. Um, Ouch. How old were you at the time, Sam? See, I've got my beard brushed today. I should have been using that instead of touching my face. Dean's lost the plot. Careful, Sam will give you a bunch of fives, or maybe not. Oh, you guys are naughty today. No, never had it stitched back on. You guys are naughty today. So yeah, I'm surprised we're at an hour and 10 minutes and we haven't been disturbed once by the kids. I haven't got a clue what's going on, where they're all at. All the caravan parks on Anglesey are full of school, are full. The schools are closed, so families are having a holiday time. You can see an outbreak coming out from there if they're all full like that. So Sam was about 9 at the time, and he'd only been out of hospital. What were you in hospital for before that? That's bonkers. How do you tag on posts? Um, Tag other people. What you need to do is you need to put, if you're it's easier if you're on a tablet or a computer, because if you put the at sign, it'll bring up a list of who they are. But when you're on an Android phone, then you have to type it. You have to put the at sign and type the name in exactly how it looks. Otherwise, it won't tag them. Um, I watched a video where you grow turmeric. How do you process it afterwards for eating? Um, Depends on what you want to do. Do you mean how do you cook it? How do you cook with it, or do you mean after you've grown it, after you've harvested it? Because if you mean after you've harvested it, you just pull it out, wash it, and it's ready. Um, and when you've got the tuber, just like ginger, you'd mash it up, and then put it into whatever cooking you're cooking. Or if you're making a tea, you'd mash it up and then boil it. Just yeah, just like that. If that makes any sense. Someone loosened the front wheel of my bike, so I ended up travelling 5 meters on my face. That doesn't work on iPad. I have to type it manually. Nick, it's the same. It's the same issue for me. I have to type it. Do you know? Normally when I'm on my phone, I have to type it manually. If I'm on my computer, then I can. It gives me a menu that I can pick from. Let's see, Leslie, what did you do there? Excuse me. Um, See, it says 15 people are here. Let's see who else is here. It's all our usual. Yours worked also. What did you do? What's going on? Sam was in for about 5 days in hospital because he fell off his bike and took 4 months to recover. Uh, I can tag. Oh, we're tagging. Everyone's tagging each other. Can I play this game? Let's see who's here. Who comes up on the menu? It's not even giving me a choice today. So, roll call. Let's see who's here. So we've got Sophia, we've got Sue, we've got Sam, we've got Nick, Leslie, Garrett, Bish, and Dean. Who's getting timed out? Don't time him out again. What's he done? Hashtag water down Geordie. It's. I think the inmates have taken over the asylum today. um, it doesn't look like it on your end, but it does work. See, when you tag someone, their name should come up in orange or red or some color like that. Um, but I think the inmates have taken over today. I don't know what's going on. And as soon as I said the inmates have taken over the asylum, I just lost about 5 people. So I don't know who got offended by that. I'm sorry. Uh, but anyway, it's been a good chat. We're an hour and 14 minutes in. Um, I think I've upset a few people by calling too technical for me. No, I'm not gonna do it this time. Skip it. You keep hoping and coughing. Eh? No, I'm not gonna do it this time, Skipper. You keep hoping and coughing. Who's he talking to now? The per, but for the person who writes it in, it does change. The person that types it in on iPad doesn't see the name highlighted. The one tagged sees the colour. Yeah, I'm Sam. I'm lost as well, man. Bish, that's the problem. They've all got spanners. It's the lunatics have taken over the asylum. But you're in a lunatics asylum in the first place, so you're all right. Anyway, I'm running out of energy, guys. Anyone else want to go live? Does anyone else want to take over from me? Because I'm running out of energy, and we can all go into your place for a chat. My voice is running a bit dry. I made some banana bread before I came on, so I want to go and get some of that. Um, Ashley's still here. He didn't come up on the. Gary's still here. Does that work? Um, does anyone want to go live now after me? Right. In that case, I'm tired and I want to go and get some banana bread. Uh, so I'm gonna leave it here for this one, guys. I appreciate the chat, and Dean can't go live. He's got the kids. I can't go live. I can't go live. Not enough folk watch me. Uh, Gary, I'm gonna come and say hello. Who doesn't know Gary? That's GL's Durham allotment. Go and say hello to him. If you don't know him, then go and say hello. But on this one, see you on the next one. It's the first time I've made banana bread, Becky. My nieces came over and they said, can you make some? Can we make banana bread?" I said, "Yeah, sure you can." And can we make banana bread means can you make banana bread for us? Um, so I'm tempted to try my live now. I can do it on my mobile. Um, well, if you want to go live, Sam, I'll wait for you to set up and then we can all just hop into your place. Here's some alright content if you're bored and have nothing to, and nothing. I mean nothing else to watch. Um, yeah. So if you're bored and you've got nothing else to watch, go and check out GL's Durham allotment. Um, Thanks very much for the chat. It was great, Nick. Um, Looking forward to your sunflower challenge. My daughter's itching, so I hope the ones that we planted today can be entered. I love banana bread with hot butter. Malcolm's still here. I love banana bread. Can't get any bananas. Um, where did my wife got some bananas from somewhere? I don't know. She's a lot smarter than I am, so she manages these things. Um, See, my nieces said they wanted banana bread. They wanted to make banana bread, and it turned around and when it came to making it, they just turned around and said, "Oh, we actually mean, can you make us the banana bread?" So I was making banana bread, but I still managed to come on live on time today, Dean. I was on bang on, man. I was bang on. Don't take it away from me. Um, I'll try and get motivated to make the sunflower challenge video soon, mate. Nice one, Nick. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nick. Nick, if you ever need a chat, I'm happy to give you my number and we can have a chin wag, and anything like that. Sam fell off his bike because it only got four four and a half fingers. He fell off his bike before he got lost his finger. Uh, so right, thanks, thanks all. Back to the madness tomorrow. Stay safe. This has been the longest goodbye in history, hasn't it? Right, everyone. I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end it here because I'm gonna stop doing that. You hang up kind of stuff, and I'm gonna just say thanks everyone for having coming in and having a good chit chat with me. I appreciate it. It's been fun, and this last hour and 20 minutes has gone like, yeah, it's gone really fast. So good night, everyone. Stay safe. Look after each other, and I'll see you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.